Hello from New York Central Park. Thought I'd talk for a moment about a couple of different charts that talk about the data volumes and going through more specifically the steps of a data supply chain. In a simple way, you could think of a data supply chain as first we have to have business event capture, simply capturing the transaction. Don't underestimate the complexity of that world and what those processes entail. There are authorizations, there are approval processes, there are editing and check processes. A world of complexity and IT systems go on to simply capturing business events. But at the end of that step, it would be good for us to recognize a very distinct layer of capturing the business event or the transaction as it was enacted and approved and authorized. Anything that anyone wants to control, evaluate, manage, measure, all those things qualify as business events, and our source systems should do that process of capturing those. After the business event capture process is over though, we need to have a posting layer. The data volumes in the posting layer are higher than in the business event capture process because the business event capture process can be broken down into individual business events for the most part. You only are dealing with a transaction for a customer, a vendor, something of that sort. Maybe there's a few transactions or a few business events involved because you have to capture multiple things that are happening at the same time. But it always breaks down into a small set of data that you have to deal with as a set. When we get to the posting process, though, that's not true. The posting process, the data volumes grow because now we have to take in all of the transactions that have occurred since our last post, and we have to take in the balances, that the historical balances in the master file. So the data volumes are higher in the posting process to turn transactions into balances because we need balances to begin our analytical processes. Balances tell us where we're at a point in time and answer specific questions efficiently. After we've done the posting process though, then we get into the reporting phase. Again, the data volumes grow when we get into the reporting phase because our reporting processes don't typically deal with a single balance, because our reporting processes typically have to accumulate many different balances. And when we look across the process of reading the master file to produce reports and producing many reports off that master file, the data volumes now become significantly higher. It's using the master file for all sorts of processes and all sorts of reports. And when we start to get into analytical processes or cognitive processes that require us to take balances and use statistical calculations, statistical methods against them, forecasting, predictive, stochastic, all of those kinds of things against those, then the data volumes become, again, very significant in doing those analytical processes. So the volumes are higher in the reporting phase. At the end though, in almost every instance, the data volumes significantly collapse because people can only comprehend a small amount of data. There is some point at which either selection criteria kicks in or the summarization happens and the data collapses down to a very small volume, something that's manageable. Typically, it fits in Excel in some way. So that's what the data cycle, the levels or the layers in processing look like in a data supply chain.